Hey, and as a TNA guy, because that's
Oh,
your like Brett, that's your baby, or that's your main show, especially the background you have. So, what do you think about the news of Scott D'Amore being fired as president of TNA Wrestling?
I just hope that it's nothing so bad that we cannot see his face anymore, that he can't be, that he's not involved, he can't be involved in the business anymore.
So, like canceled, pretty much.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
Say the word.
hoping I couldn't think of other word. I
Yeah.
was like, what the hell is that word? Um, but I'm hoping it's just business. But at the same time, they said the word fired.
Yeah.
So, do I have my conspiracies? Sure. My conspiracy is he is dating Giselle Shaw. Scott Demore is the president, dating Giselle Shaw, an employee.
Mhm.
Even though it's an independent contractor, still. There has been some issues with Vince and the WWE. WWE is owned by
Endeavor. Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Denver.
Just say TKO. Just,
TKO,
yep.
TKO is working with TNA Wrestling. So imagine, whoa, the president is dating an employee. What's going over here? That does not look good.
Mhm.
That's my what I think. So what I think is it's either they told him Scott Demore saying, "Hey, either you gotta go or you gotta end your relationship." I'm hoping that's the case.
Yeah.
I really hope that's the case. Saying, "No, I'm gonna keep my relationship. Yeah, sure, you guys can fire me." I really hope that's the case. I hope it's nothing negative. My other fear is them screwing Scott Demore. This man built TNA back, brought it back to life.
Hmm.
Once I found out that he was in charge of Impact Wrestling, I knew it was a matter of time TNA Wrestling was going to come back. It came back. It took a little bit longer,
Hmm.
but it's here. It's here.
Yeah.
I my predictions of Scott Demore taking care of TNA Wrestling happened.
Yeah.
And you're gonna let him go?
It's like
Why?
you think it's like a WCW thing where because the guy they hired, do you even know who that is? Is that even
He's
a
the
wrestling guy? Was he ever
he's the
wrestling?
I think he's the president of the Anthem.
But is he like in the business? Like Scott Moore was a
I
wrestler. He was a
I gotta
trainer. He was a
say
manager.
he owns another besides Access TV. I gotta say no.
No. So it's like a WCW thing where like they put in a corporate stooge from the
Yes.
head from AOL, whatever it was
That's
at the time.
why that's why there's a lot of people, employees and TNA wrestlers and TNA employees, backstage producers, writers, office workers are pretty upset about this.
Yeah.
They're very upset about this. And at the moment of recording, there's nobody knows why yet. Like I said, I have my theories. I'm hoping that's the case because bro, if I hear something about anything negative, anything effed up that Scott Demore did, bro, I'm just like, I don't even like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, Scott, I really hope I hope you're choosing your relationship over your job. I hope, again, I hope they just like screw them because it's like, oh, hey, thank you for making us money, making us profitable. We're gonna let you go.
Mm.
Though that's messed up, but again, as long as he has a clean slate and he's still involved in the wrestling business, that's all I care. Because
Mhm.
Scott Gilmore, he could start a new business. He can. He could go to WWE. He could go to AEW. Oh my gosh, if Scott Demore goes to AEW, if Scott Demore goes to AEW, a there's not gonna be no WWE.
Wow.
Cause bro, Scott, bro, imagine Paul Heyman with Eric Bischoff money.
Oof. Wow.
That's what Scott D'Amore's gonna have. That's what. Oh my gosh, that's all. Yeah. So, but again, I don't know why they fired him. I hope it's nothing negative. I hope it was just strictly business. That's
Yeah.
what I really hope for. I'm so tired of personal things getting involved of the one thing that's supposed to take me away from reality.
Hmm.
I'm tired of hearing drama. I'm tired of wrestling being reality. Go back to being a fantasy. Go back to being a storytelling. Go back to being a freaking TV show. Go back to being a distraction.
Yeah.
I'm tired of the drama. I'm tired of the BS. Like, I just want to be a freaking fan, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we should be
Exactly.
talking about what's going on, storytelling, what's going on in the next show, what's going on in the next pay-per-view. What do we want to see? Not, damn, I don't know what's going on because this person's having issue with this person, this contract, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, Scott Demore, good luck. Wish you the best. And that's it. You got fired for business reasons.
Yeah. I get you,
So,
man.
what about you? I know you're not really a TNA guy, but to hear that kind of news, especially after you're getting your love interest for TNA wrestling, to hear that kind of shocking news.
It's like it's like you have a good thing going and they just pull the rug under you, you know?
Hmm.
But the fact that like the it's like I hate the fact how they're doing it with some people. Like they're putting non-wrestling people that have no idea what they're doing. It's like if you put
Dixie
me in
Carter,
the NBA, exactly. You put me in the NBA, you're expecting me to know how to run the NBA, the league. Like,
right?
oh, I was in business, but I was a multi. I did oil or I did something else. But I'm gonna go into the NBA and try to run the NBA. You know, it's like that. It's kind of weird. Like, so you have no experience in sports. Like, you have no experience in basketball. Like, nope, I just they hired me from I'm from the network. I'm from Fox or whatever
Right.
network, you know. But I'm in charge now of running a wrestling promotion or the president of a wrestling promotion. But the guy that before me, he knew what he was talking about.
Hmm.
He wasn't he was an NBA player. He
The guy that got us here, you
Yeah.
fired him. Now I don't know anything. If he doesn't know the
It's like,
business,
thank you
I'm
for
I'm
making us
stepping up.
billions, but like, thank that guy for making billions, but I'll just be, they just hire me because whatever. I don't know. It's just weird. It's like anything. Like, for me, it just reminds me of WCW. I'm like, oh no, that's their downfall. That's how they fell. They would have
Mhm.
still been around today if they didn't have that kind of like corporate
If
Time
they
Warner
never,
stuff,
yeah.
AOL, whatever it was. If it was like, hey, we're a wrestling business, let's put a wrestler or a wrestler in charge of the company.
Mhm.
No, you give it to like to Eric Bischoff
What
and
just
Ted
what
Turner.
just
Yeah,
happened is what Dixie Carter just happened back
yeah,
then.
just Dixie Carter it again, pretty
Hmm.
much.
Basically, and it's just
It's like it's like TNA takes like steps forward, right? And then they shoot themselves in the foot. They're walking and they hit
unfortunately,
the
yeah,
nail. They hit the
yeah.
nail. Like you're doing so good, but then you hit the nail and you start bleeding. Like what the hell? You gotta do it. You gotta get healed up again. Like
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
and like one of those guys is Moose, who said it himself that one of the reasons why he stayed with TNA Wrestling is because of the boss and brother relationship that he had with Scott D'Amore.
Yeah.
Scott D'Amore trained Moose,
Wow.
and now he's gone. And Moose signed, I believe, a 5-year contract, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, now he's gonna try to get out of that
Yeah,
contract for
what
sure.
if now it's like, oh, you fired the one guy.
If the Derby thing doesn't
Yeah.
work out, like remember how Jordan Grace said, like, "Oh well, I'll see you guys in the future." I don't know what she meant by that, but now I
Mhm.
feel like that means she's gonna jump ship, or people had a. I don't know. I don't know that she remember when she said like, "Oh, I'll see you. I'll come back soon, or I'll see you guys soon." I don't know if that was like we're doing a relationship with Derby, or like, "Oh, I'm gonna leave TNA and go to you guys." Kind of. I don't know.
But that I mean
Now I'm kind of
that
like,
could be the
man,
thing too, because maybe the fact that their partnership with WWE, they're
is that
probably think
official?
I don't know. I mean,
Is it more like it's
they're
just implied?
partner up with AAA, so it's like it's very weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird. But just because I mean, just because of the partnership of the Impact Plus, it doesn't really mean they have a relationship. Because it could just be like we're investing in you on this part, but everything else, it's more like, we'll see. It's kind of like if I don't even know. I guess like Fox invested in Nickelodeon to have their own app. And it's like, yeah, sure, we'll have one of your star, maybe not Fox, maybe Disney. Like Disney works with Nickelodeon, say, hey, we're gonna help you guys, we're gonna invest in your Nickelodeon app, and then
Well,
maybe
that's
once in a
happening actually.
while,
That's happening.
oh,
ESPN and Fox and Warner Bros. are making a sports app together.
oh my
It's
gosh,
like
that's
like
everything's
what?
changing. Why is there?
I know.
I can't keep up with the technology.
Another streaming service we don't need.
But yeah,
Anyways, go
but you
back.
see what I'm saying, where it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, we're just investing in you. But sure, maybe once in a while we'll have one of your character, your Nickelodeon stars onto our show once in a
yeah,
while. It's not really a partnership, it's more an investment kind of thing.
yeah.
That could be it because obviously they're only invested. But then they said the same thing about ECW and Paul Heyman's relationship with Vince McMahon, that Vince McMahon actually owned ECW, but
He
Paul
did, yeah,
Heyman was running it.
yeah. Oh,
So
was he? Because TNN was like
The only person
TNN.
that the
See,
only
like,
person that can answer that's Paul Heyman and
but
Vince.
then it's kind of thing too. Like, I just noticed ECW. Remember when they went to Spike or whatever, TNN, and became Spike eventually? The
Hmm.
network was pretty much the one that like told him to tone it down a lot. The corporate guy was like, "Hey, we should
Right.
do this. We don't want blood." And guess what? It died like a year or two after it went to Spike or TNN. It's like,
Mm.
so you tell me a guy that runs the Anthem, or the TV network, is gonna be like, "Hey, I'm in charge of the wrestling. Just tone down everything. No more dives." I don't know if he's a wrestling fan, anyways. Like, is he a wrestling fan? Is he me one of those guys like,
I would hope
"Oh,
so.
long
Why
long as
purchase
it
a
makes us
company?
money, we'll be fine."
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, why purchase a company if you're not really a fan of it?
that'd be kind of
But
weird, right? It's like, whoa.
yeah.
But
No,
anyways,
I
we'll
mean,
see.
the only good thing I have to say about this is at least he's not a racked wrestler where he's gonna book himself to win. But I mean, there's so many changes. There's so many changes going on. There's so many like it's just like wrestling keeps getting weirder and weirder.
Yeah, it's getting more like corporate right? It's
It really
everything money
is.
now.
That's where it becomes. And
Like, there's
going
no money.
back,
They don't. It's like it doesn't exist anymore. The
all
company. There's
right,
no money involved. Hmm.
going back to what you just said about the network toning things down. Did you heard about what happened in the NXT?
No.
Well, because Carmelo Hayes turned heel,
Uh-huh.
and when he showed up to the ring, the fans were chanting "F you, Mello,"
Yeah.
and because it's in a smaller arena, like the
You could
impact
hear it.
zone,
Yeah.
you could hear it pretty clear.
Uh-huh.
And it
The
got to
USA
the
was mad.
they went, I think so what I read is once they went on commercial break, the producer came out and yelled at them saying, "You guys can't say that no more, or else they're gonna throw us off the network."
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's for screw that. Go to. That's why.
So
That's why Raw. Hopefully it goes back to PG-13. That'd be awesome. Or
I was gonna ask
because
you
Netflix.
that.
Come on, Netflix.
I was gonna ask you that. With Netflix, do you think they're gonna go PG-13?
They should. But I don't know because Peacock is kind of censoring WWE a lot too.
They
Like how?
censored WWE too freaking much to the point where it's like, why do you guys agree to this?
Yeah, like why? So hopefully Netflix is I mean, don't go crazy. Obviously,
Mhm.
PG-13 means like, okay, you could throw a swear word in there, but
It's
don't be
just the
like,
attitude era. Just go
yeah.
back to that. I mean, you don't have
Yeah, I
to.
think network TV's dead anyways. The fact that company
I prefer no, sorry, not the attitude era. The ruthless aggression era. Go
yeah,
back to that era because it was a
yeah.
nice balance.
I think that's what TNA could get with a little bit of stuff because of like TNA Plus, but the Anthem thing where they're on like was it Access TV is
Right.
probably, but they're not in every household, so it's not like you could watch it everywhere. But like network TV's dead anyways at this point. Like why are the fact that WWE the fact that Raw's the only one of those of the three brands that are gonna be on a streaming service and the other two are on like network TV
And
tells you a lot.
are they still going to be on Peacock for the premium live events? They're still
Outside
on
the US,
Hulu.
outside the US, it's gonna be on Netflix. In the US, it's gonna be on Peacock. So when that contract ends
That's
with
just too
Peacock, they're gonna move
much.
to Netflix. Everything's gonna move to Netflix. and then I think SmackDown's gonna be USA, which I don't know why, and then NXT
Fox.
is gonna be
What do you mean?
CW.
Wait,
No, no,
wait.
no.
You mean
SmackDown's gonna be USA Network. They're
is
moving to
it?
the USA Network. So pretty much like USA is like, oh, we don't want Raw, but we want SmackDown. But probably at USA Network is the reason
Mm,
why Raw wasn't doing so good. It's like, well, you know, what if
mm.
because
Well,
SmackDown
no,
was
because
more
I
chill
remember,
about it.
yeah, because I remember there was a time US Network was mad about like, yo, how come you're making SmackDown a better show than Raw?
Like we're not. We're just a
So,
better network. We're on
oh,
Fox.
and then I heard
Should be able to do
NXT is
stuff.
going back to the live stream to the
Yeah,
streaming service. Not they're not
they're
going to
not.
be in the US network.
Oh no, they're gonna go CW eventually next year.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, no, no, yeah, you're right. So they were gonna go back to the streaming service, but then they found they
The
then
CW,
they
yeah.
found CW. So yeah, you're right. I forgot about that part.
The NWA is gonna be on C. It's on CW actually. Lot type. This recording is actually on there now
On the app or on the
on the
actual
app.
on
But
the
it's the
app?
same thing for me. It's the same thing. Whatever. I'll watch it on my TV anyways. I'll just
I
put
mean,
it on
yeah,
the app.
they're part of the
Streaming service. Yeah.
yeah, streaming service. So I
But
mean, it's better than nothing. Yeah.
yeah, but hopefully with Scott Demore, hopefully, like you said, it's nothing serious. Hopefully it's something like just business, but or they bring him back down the line for some reason. I don't know, but
There has to be a good
wrestling, man.
reason.
Yeah.
It has to
At
be a
this
good
point, we'll
reason.
be live every time something happens. We'll be on every hour. Like, you know what?
I don't know how Russell talk. I mean, Russell talks, they have a whole team, but goddamn, still. Can you imagine to be like, hey, something happened, you have to record.
Like,
What?
what?
Right
I'm at
now?
work right now, son.
That
Like,
is their job.
yeah, right?
But
Like,
imagine
oh
just at
no,
1 o'clock in the morning, be like, hey, you got to go on YouTube and make a video. What? No,
I'm going
what
to
do you
sleep,
mean?
son.
I'm sleeping. I'm in my PJ. I'm not even wearing
Anyway,
underwear. Oh man. Well, all right. Well, that was Let's Talk Wrestling with Ian and Ever. Appreciate everybody that tuned in. Hit that like and subscribe. All the links in the bio. Check out our episodes. A lot of episodes. Ever did a biographic of Kevin Nash. Well, me and Ever also did our last vlog video was TNA Hard to Kill when we went to Las Vegas. Also go check that out. So Ever, take us home.
all right, listeners, viewers, this will be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much. I'm Ever, and this is Ian.
And we are out.
Bye, guys.
Doo doo doo.